Okay, we'll do a little audio test, Making sure we have audio. Okay, sounds like we've got audio. That is awesome. Cool. I'll get started here in just a second. I hope everybody's having a grand time today. Thanks for joining in. To get started. Cool, we got this rolling. We got the live stream rolling. Get my stylist in hand. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, let's get this party started. Cool. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're doing well, and welcome to another Sketching After Hours live stream. I'm your host, Paul Angeli. I'm a live action storyboard artist, and bringing you this YouTube channel for you folks. So go out there, go grab your pens, your pencils, your stylus, whatever you got to draw on. We're going to be sketching tonight after hours. Super excited to have everybody join with me today. We were talking, and it looked like we got a lot of great feedback off the last live stream this past Saturday. Excuse me, no, it wasn't past Saturday. It was past Monday. We were talking about projects, about you going after and getting your own projects going. And it looked like we got a lot of views on that particular video. It inspired a lot of folks. I've been getting a lot of feedback from you friends saying, hey, Paulie, I'm working on my own comic. Hey, Paulie, I'm working on my own storyboards. And it was just fantastic to see so many of you artists out there and visual storytellers going after your passion. Super important to do that, you know. And we talked about even if you don't feel like you have the best art ability yet, you know, just go out and start. There's no better time to start than now. Start that little project. Maybe you're just drawing a one-page illustration. Maybe you're going to do a mini comic. Maybe you're going to put together some storyboards, you know, on a sequence that you've been dying to do, you know. Just get in and get it done. Don't worry about the level, your skill level yet. Start telling your stories and whatever medium that you're going after. I use the example for myself going after this YouTube channel. Plus also I'm taking on this mermaid challenge, you know, and I put a lot of work into this. And I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. I don't know where it's going to go, and I'm having fun with it. And but it's a project for me, even myself, you know. I'm busy all day. I'm working on different projects and different things. It's not that I have enough time to add one more extra project to it, but I thought it would be important to do something like this, challenge myself even more, and see if I can what I could put together in 31 days for this mermaid challenge that was started up by Tom Bancroft. So real quick synopsis of what that's all about. It's about doing 31 different illustrations. You know, a lot of folks love prompts, and they are inspired by prompts and putting together prompts to inspire them to draw or whatever it might be. I'm sort of doing more of the animation version of the challenge right now and storyboarding of the challenge as well. And I've come up with you friends out there helping me out and giving me a special hand, you know, doing some, you know, artwork surrounded around a mermaid, but she is more of a Ronin tough warrior mermaid, fighting, you know, all sorts of crazy, you know, prehistoric creatures to pirates to all sorts of crazy stuff. and just throwing everything in the kitchen sink into it. But if this is your first time on the live stream, welcome. Happy you were able to join. We got a lot of friends coming in from the mermaid group, and also other people that are just discovering this channel for the first time. So welcome. I'm happy you're here and happy you're taking the time. I get so excited to put on these live streams, and it means a lot to me. And for me, it's pretty late at night. You probably see the clock right behind me. It's about almost midnight, the witching hour, and this is sort of my private time to hang out with you friends. It's quiet in my house, and I can work in my home studio here and work. You can sort of see the process. And if you're coming back again, you're one of my regular friends that are dropping by all the time, welcome back. It's great to see you again. So if you weren't able to watch this live, I appreciate all you folks out there watching all these replays. Man, it means the world to me that you're taking the time out of your busy day to watch the replay of these live streams. And I hope there's some great value to you in terms of all the different live streams of you jumping on and hanging out with me. So appreciate you watching. I got Buddha Belly hanging out. What's up? How you doing? How's life? Hope everything's going well for you this week, Buddha Belly. And so today we're going to be talking about iterations. So you're sitting there going, well, Polly, what are iterations? I hear that word thrown around all the time, but what are iterations? So when I'm working, and either I'm working with a director, or I'm working on my own projects, or I'm working with a client, your first draft isn't the final draft. Whether you're writing, or you're doing some illustrations, or you're doing storyboards, or whatever it is. Maybe you're doing storyboards and you'll get some notes from the director and say, hey, Polly, why don't you try this? And, I sort of see the vision of that shot this way or that way. And that's what we call iterations. So when you're in the process of creating something, you'll probably do iterations of that particular drawing or that particular animation, or that particular storyboard. And so iteration is a good thing. We don't want to over iterate, but we want to iterate, and we want to improve everything we do each and every time we do it. So it might be a little repetitious in terms of the work we're doing, but with that repetition, you're also learning to make the product better, whether it be your comic, your storyboard, your single illustration, your children's book, your feature film, whatever it might be. I think it's super important. You see, look at something like, I don't know if any of you follow Sam Raimi, the director. He did all the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. I know he did the Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. He's done all the Evil Dead movies. I sort of remember Sam Raimi from all Evil Dead movies. And if you watch his early films of Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2, it's almost the same movie, and it's an iteration. It's got a little bit of budget, you get better, and then you come into Ash vs. the Army of Darkness, the infamous Bruce Campbell, if you're familiar with him. He was in all of the Evil Dead movies, I guess a friend of Sam Raimi's, and he's got his own, I love him as an actor too, and if you've ever seen, Ash from the Army of Darkness, very cool. So, but if you look at that, there was an iteration of that film. We look at iterations of, how do we make it better and better and better? And whether you're a filmmaker, a director, sometimes you'll see the directors cut some iterations to their work in terms of what you're doing. It also goes off the principles of Kaizen, a Japanese term, constantly improving. Excuse me. And you always want to get better at what you're doing. So it's that constant repetition and getting better and improving everything you're touching in terms of what you're doing. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to go sort of through my artwork here for this mermaid. We're going to work on some pieces together. So like I said, break out your art supplies, break out your pens, your pencils, your stylus, or whatever you're working on, and we'll sort of chit chat and talk a little bit while I'm working on these images here for my project. And you can sort of see it in action. I thought this is a great way to share, so you could sort of sit there and go, okay, well, Paulie's got a project, he's got sort of a theme, he's got a storyline going, and how are we going to create this magic in 31 days? and I've been putting a lot of hours into this thing, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm just excited to share with you where we've gone so far. But let's go again real quick to say hi to our friends that are jumping onto the live stream. So I got, of course, Buddha Belly's hanging out with me tonight. Always awesome to have Buddha Belly hanging out, and I love all the artwork you've been sharing with me, Buddha Belly. Just keep going, my friend. Every time I see your work, it gets better and better and better. So remember, iterations. So very good. Then Marianne GR, welcome back. Good to see you, my friend. Hope everything's well, and I hope you're working on your work as well, Marianne GR. And well, cool. Let's get into iteration. So any questions on iterations or how to do it? Usually in a professional atmosphere, what we'll do is, as we go into we'll get that film script, okay, the shooting script. Like I said, I'll read it a bunch of times, make sure I fully understand what's being asked the script. What is the screenplay writer? Where are they going? Putting questions for my director, those type of things, and sitting down with the director and going, okay, this is what is your vision of what you're trying to do, and throwing and kicking back ideas, because as a storyboard artist, I'm a problem solver. I'm here to solve technical filmmaking scenarios, to how do we shoot, how do we compose the shot, put some of those things together. Sometimes I've been lucky enough to work with the director of photography at the same time, and you're working all three of us together to put those things together, or you're working with a storyboard team. So through each what we call iteration, so if I do a thumbnail set of storyboards, I'm going to submit those for approval and get approval. But there might be notes, and if you're working in feature animation or televised animation or even film, you'll get some notes back. Hey, I'd like to see this shot with this angle, or I need this over the shoulder shot. So that's where it's really critical to have that film knowledge and film language of what you're trying to do, because you're trying to put their vision into picture form, so they can put together their storyboards to help their film production, and so everybody can be on the same page. And you've seen it sometimes in photographs and things. If you're looking in different filmmaking magazines, you'll see the storyboard artists and all their storyboards will be on a big wall, and that's what today's shoot day is about. These are all the sequences we're going to go through, and it sort of pulls everybody. It's that blueprint. So every time we're creating a version of these storyboards, through the process to get a final approval of what the director is going to be using, we'll go through different iterations. And like I said, you will do this with your own personal work. You'll improve everything you draw. You might even draw the same scene a bunch of times because it's just not feeling right for you, or the composition is not right, and you're trying to get better and better and better. So iterations, improve of what you're trying to do. There's got to be a certain point where you just go, cut, let's go forward, go on to the next sequence or whatever we want to do. But there's always a different way. This is an artistic medium, storyboarding and visual storytelling. So work on those chops and get going to what you want to do. So cool. Let's go real quick here. I hope everybody's having a fantastic week. I can't believe it's already Thursday, man. Jeez, the month is almost over. This is going like wacko cracko. Holy smoke. Okay, so let's go over here to Photoshop. Okay, and sort of let's do a quick little recap here. So I started the Mermaid Challenge back on Wednesday the 1st. And let me see here. Let's take a look. And looking at this is the day one image that I created. And we're going to show how far we've come. So I really was like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to do this or not. Let's sort of go for it and see what happens with this challenge. I sort of just used very traditional work. I just had my pens out, some Sharpies, some markers and stuff. And I said, okay, cool, let's just go for this and see where we can go. And sort of got just a pretty cutesy little mermaid that, pretty much, there's some fantastic illustrators out there all doing some beautiful work that I see over there. So another thing too is don't compare yourself to other people. There's some fantastic professional illustrators out there, and as a storyboard artist, I'm not I'm an illustrator, but not I don't sit there and go all the way to the umpteenth degree and sort of the way I'm drawing, and I just do the best I can with the time constraint, because that's one thing that as storyboard artists have to work with, is with time constraints. We have to hit our deadlines. You know, we can't sit there and noodle it to perfection. Whereas an illustrator, I could sort of spend a little bit more time with that. So that was day one, and then we moved on to day two, and I did more of a cartoony style with this particular mermaid. I went to pencil. I was having some fun with pencil with this, and I got a lot of great feedback on this particular simple image. She looks like she has been our mermaid is sort of getting a little bit of style. I think I fell in love with her hair, sort of that poofy hair, and she's backed up against a boulder or something, and she's sunken down and has her spear. So that's sort of the development of that iteration of the sort of warrior princess Ronin type of character started coming into play. And then from there, I did this particular storyboard frame, and now we're starting to get into this more tribal, more, she's tough, she's muscular, she isn't soft, and she has her own softness, but she has her she's tough looking, she can take a licking and give a licking, and she's battling monsters, and sort of that whole Jurassic thing came into playing around with this idea of what we're trying to do. And then we stepped off put our toes in the deep end of the pool on iterations, and we started going digital. And you can sort of see here now we're starting to, go a little bit more digital. We got the spear. We're sort of the forming of this particular character is starting to take place in our iterations of this particular character, and it's exciting to see where she was starting to go. I felt she looked a little young, but this is the first step into going digital in terms of what I was working on. Take a sweet tea drink there, and then I sort of liked where we were going with this. And one of the things I had an issue with was they didn't look like she was in water, and stuff like that. So I had to work on a couple things here. Then we went into something like this, and I spent a little bit more time on this particular, frame, and said, okay, now I'm feeling it. I got the hair's floating in the water. She has that, I think it was Blissful Soul that mentioned, have her have some sort of like fish skeleton, some sort of weapon or something like that. We started bringing in the Ronin type of katanas and stuff that she would have, and sort of I had fun doing this drawing. I sort of like this style. We got her away from looking too cartoony, and just do a little something different. Just not your typical, and started to get a little bit of damage on her, because like she's gotten slashed or something like that. But getting tougher and tougher there. And then we went from there, and then we sort of went into this type of shot where I tried something a little bit different. We had more that when I look at this image now, it changed a little bit. Went back to that animation style, and it sort of has that, I guess, Bruce Timm. For those of you that are familiar with the Batman animated series, sort of that Bruce Timm sort of look. And then also, Shane Glines, if you've ever seen Shane Glines' work, another illustrator with that sort of style. And it sort of like has that sort of, I liked her motion. I liked her hand and her motion and stuff, and just trying to move her in that 3D space. Marianne has just mentioned, I love her evolution from classic colorful mermaid to a Conan-ish mermaid. Yeah, and wait till you see some more of these. We're going that way. So cool. So I like this style. I thought it was sort of cool. I started developing some of her jewelry and the way she was working and stuff like that. So trying some different stuff. Then I did this drawing. Now she's getting up there. I'm sort of working the environment. I'm working the bubbles. I'm trying different things. She's still sort of cartoony looking, but a little bit different, and I thought this was sort of interesting. I liked her tail fin, that they were sort of ripped up a little bit, because she wasn't this perfect princess type of character. you know, and just sort of what can I do with the background to show swooping of her weapons and things like that. I just thought it was sort of cool. You know, you're using some textures, you're getting in there. There's a few things I don't like about the drawing, but you know, it's getting to where, you know, we want to go. You know, in terms of this character, you know, her spiky thing or her weapon and stuff. But it's getting there, and it's feeling pretty cool. So I did like the fins. I thought these were sort of cool. Just that they're cut up and they're not perfect. Everything's not perfect. I like that. And as we develop this world that she's surviving in, I thought it would be sort of cool. But there's, you know, you sit there and you go, okay, cool. And look at how far we've come for iterations, you know, or we go back to this image here, you know, you sit there and go, you know, what didn't take too many iterations. This is only like, what, day 1 to day 4 or 5, you know, that we went from there, or even from here. I thought it was, I wanted to get away from the cartoony stuff. I love cartoons and stuff, but I was like, let me do something different. Let's really push it. And I agree with Marianne GR. You know, I like that Conan, what do you call it? Red Sonja Conan sort of look to everything, and I like that style. And it'll probably end up going that direction. We'll see where it goes. I got a few more sketches here. So, and Buddha Belly says very cool, cool. So, but you can sort of see where iterations come in and sort of take your artwork to the next level. So we sort of left off here, and let me see here. And then you can sort of see the sketches we're going to be working on today. So I did some rough line drawings here, and you can sort of see where we're going now in terms of the character. I want this for this to pop up on the share here, and you can sort of get the idea of where this is going. It's a little light right now because this is what we're going to work on tonight, and you can sort of see the character, sort of my rough scribbles as we're drawing this character. Hopefully you can see it on the image. We're going to work on that today, and then you sort of have your giant, you know, monster coming in to the shot for this here. Hopefully you can see that. It's just we're going to get there and have some fun. We got the cut up fins. We got, you know, her with her sword, her katanas. You know, you have this giant sea creature coming into play too. So that's an image we're going to work on today a little bit. And I had some other ones, and then some different shots too. This one's a little bit different. I was trying to mix up different angles and stuff like that. This is her swimming here. She's got her spear and stuff like that. She's underneath the surface of the water, and she is swimming through. So this was another one. I don't know if we'll get time to put this one together tonight, but you can sort of see some of the imagery. I got all the fish in I got sort of prehistoric fish and stuff like that in the shot as well. You know, she's under the water. She's, you know, just scooping through. Maybe she's getting chased by that other creature or whatever. So I thought this would be sort of fun to play with too. You can sort of see different styles, how I'm putting iterations of, you know, just some marks down there, just sort of show, you know, where I'm going to be drawing and stuff. Cool. Let me turn that one off. And then I just had one more I was working on here, and just sort of that, just different shots of movements and stuff. Maybe she was peeking and looking down and sort of going into a cavern or something like that. So we sort of have that going on. So I'm going to work on that one other piece. But that's where, you know, you sit there and you go look at iterations of artwork. And it's sort of, you know, to me, it's just amazing to see where you're going and how did you start, you know, if you have something like this that you're working on, and just going through these different iterations of these images that you're creating, and it's, you know, it's only this is a week's worth of time working on this mermaid challenge, and seeing sort of where you started and sort of see the development, the quick development. of everything that you're doing. So it's sort of cool to see that process. But iterations are super important. I think they're important. And so I'm going to keep drawing over here. I'm going to work on this particular image here and have some fun with this while we're hanging out today. So yeah, get your drawing implements out, friends, and draw with me as we're going through this. You can start to see my processes of how I'm knocking this stuff out. I gotta decide. I'm gonna start with a creature. Let's sort of, yeah, let's play around with him a little bit. And just sort of have fun with this. So I think you should be able to see it. Take a sip of my drink. Let's see where we can go with this. Yeah, I think iterations are so important in terms of the drawings you're doing and sort of where you're going with your artwork. Let me zoom out of this. We got that monster coming through here. Love drawing those monsters. I hope you guys are all drawing along too. One of the things I think about too is like that crocodilian sort of insides. As we're having some fun with this, let's draw our... The other thing we can do too is we can lighten him up. Yeah, let's leave him dark for right now so we can sort of see. Because we can have him coming from the depths. You know, something like this. We'll play with that in a second. Let's just be able to see our... our mermaid next as he's coming into frame. I'm just drawing this mermaid now. As we talk about iterations and just so many different ways you can go, and as we come through this. So putting this together. So her hair sort of coming through there. sort of get the outline put together. Now we can start playing with this a little bit. A lot of detail in this one, but having fun with it. So let's go take this layer, let's darken this up because we want him from the deep. And then what we can do is add another layer. And I'll sort of knock her out a little bit. So lasso tool is my friend. I'm putting it together. Let's do the same thing with the dinosaur. Sort of see it coming together a little bit. Let's throw a quick save on it. Take a sip on the drink. Time. get into the ominous mouth there. Have some fun with this. Hope everybody's having a good time drawing along and hanging out. Any questions, drop them in the chat. Cool. The other thing I can do is do something like this. Here, got filter. As it's coming through. Hmm. Try some different stuff here. Buddha Belly says, this is really cool, Paul. Cool. Yeah, it's coming together pretty good. Having fun with it. Getting instant overtype. I don't quite know. Love the dinosaur monster. Yeah, he turned out pretty good. I gotta work on his fins a little bit, but he's pretty cool. Digging it. That's why this lasso tool, when I'm quickly dropping colors, usually call it in comics when you're drawing flats. I can just come in there and just no worries. I'm sort of liking that. Oh, let's go like this. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. Try that one more time. Wasn't feeling that. So like that. And what I could do. Having fun with this now. Let's see how this looks. Let's see here. Trying to see where I can go with this a little bit. Hmm. Let's get some black in there. Hope everybody's having a good time just hanging out and drawing this creature and our female heroine here. Should have named my layers here. There we go. Okay, let's see what I was going to do with this thing. Add some effects in here. Let's see how I'm going to do this. Let's see how this would look. That's a big no. Like that. Looks pretty cool. Real quick save on that. Okay, well, we've done a lot here today in terms of putting this drawing together and having some fun with this and doing something a little bit different. And you know, it's come a long way. We've talked about iterations today and having fun with iterations and seeing where we can go with iterations. And we've come a long way with this particular drawing this together tonight. And you sit there and you look at, you know, I get amazed sometimes. You look at the original image here, and we started there. You just only what, 9 days ago? Yeah, 9 days ago. And we're right here with this character in terms of what we're doing, and you could sort of see, you know, the evolution in terms of this character as we work on her step by step, you know, in terms of iterations and improving everything we're doing. And you can sort of see the progress. We're sort of right there. It was a great spot that we made some major adjustments. You know, got away from the cartoony style a little bit. And we're sort of here. So fun stuff. So remember, with your work, you know, do those iterations. Have some fun with it. You know, whatever the drawing is and whatever project you are working on, make sure you are, you know, iterating, having some fun with those drawings. You know, improving, using Kaizen as your motto. You know, improving everything you're touching, everything you're experiencing in your story, in your art. You know, whether if you're doing illustration, you're doing animation, you're doing storyboarding, you're doing comic books, you know, go ahead and improve those things that you're working on and have fun with it. And you can sort of see, you know, here with what we're doing here and the differences between day one and what we're doing. So I'll go ahead and post this one up for Mermaid and have some fun with it. But anyways, I appreciate everybody joining me. If you enjoyed the conversation today and just sort of hanging out watching the drawing, today is our Sketching After Hours night, so I'm not really teaching anything tonight. We're just sort of talking and chilling while we're drawing together. If you enjoyed yourself, please subscribe to the channel. Super appreciate that. Don't forget to click that bell notification button so you will be notified when the next video posts. Also, with this particular video, drop a like and a quick little comment in the actual video itself. It helps tell the YouTube algorithm, hey, we want to see more of Polly's work. Please pass it on. We'd love to have you a part of that, and you know, being a part of the group here. And if you feel so inclined, don't forget, I do have my Buy Me a Coffee support. So sort of my tip jar, and hang tight for you super fans out there. We're about ready to get going very shortly into mentoring and mentorships through Buy Me a Coffee, and also, you know, once we get this project done, whether it be a comic or something like that, we'll put this on Buy Me a Coffee as well. So again, no need to buy me a coffee, but I always appreciate it, and thank you very much to those that have bought me a coffee and those that are going to buy me a coffee. So thanks so much. Again, have a great night. I'll leave you with my contact information, and if you want to get in touch or stay in touch, please do. Again, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you spending your time out of your busy day hanging out with old Polly here, and I look forward to seeing you. I believe it's going to be on Saturday. Is our next live stream for our storyboard jam session. I look forward to seeing you then. Till then, take care, have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.